Hey, I'm Harriette from Ask Harriette, your priestess of light and consciousness coach, and I am here to walk you guys through getting truly debt-free. As a money consciousness coach, as a priestess of light and the leading money mindset expert and coach in the UK, one of the things I love talking about is money, and I particularly love completely reframing debt and giving you guys a whole new perspective on what debt is and how to really use money consciously. So the thing that gets most people in a pickle when it comes to money is this topic of debt. Nobody wants it, everyone hates it, most people are scared of it, apart from me. I love it, I think it's amazing, and I'm going to help you guys get to that point through the course of this video training. There's three elements I want to walk you through in this particular session. I want to talk to you about spirit, science and strategy, and using spirituality, science and strategic methods to help you become truly debt-free, ideally by the end of this video training. So don't skip a beat, stay for the whole thing. Let me see if I can get through this as quickly as possible, giving you as much information as I can whilst empowering you, changing your perspective and helping you to be truly empowered and conscious when it comes to your money. So let's start with the spiritual piece of this three-part training that I have for you today, the spirit. I want to talk to you guys about the law of abundance. A bit of background. I became a priestess of light towards the end of 2017, and when I initiated as priestess of light in communion with spirit, we agreed that I would receive the new 11 universal laws and I would teach these universal laws to humanity to raise the vibration of the planet for the greatest, highest good of us all, right? So some of you may be familiar with the law of attraction. It's been around for about 300 years, very popular, manifesting's very cool. Congrats if you've been doing the damn thing. My conversation with spirit at the back end of 2017 was the law of attraction's a bit outdated. There's a new system in place, there's a new consciousness, a new understanding. As priestess of light, it was and still is, my soul purpose and soul calling to receive these laws and educate you guys. So one of these laws is the law of abundance, and I'm not going to go through all 11 laws on this training. They are available on my website if you want to go grab them. But for the topic of money and debt, the one universal law that I really want you to focus on is the law of abundance. And I'm going to run you through as much of this law as I possibly can to really give you a spiritual understanding of money and debt. So the law of abundance states that we have a right and a responsibility to be abundant. We would not be here living on planet Earth, living our human lives, no matter what state they're in, if we weren't meant to be abundant. If you are watching this video, I can categorically tell you, you have a right and a responsibility to abundance. And if you're not currently experiencing abundance, it's probably because you refuted that right or you're not taking responsibility. And I'm going to help you undo both of those things. Owning your responsibility to abundance means getting conscious with your money. So a little lesson for you guys. We are souls within bodies. We are flesh bodies. Our flesh bodies are energetic vessels for receiving and dispersing money. This is from the law of abundance. Money is just energy, and money needs to flow through the path of least resistance, meaning you have to become the path of least resistance for receiving and dispersing your money. Your credit cards, your bank accounts, your overdrafts, your loans, even your home, your office, your car, anything else material in your world, all of these things are energetic extensions of you, your capacity to receive and disperse energy. All of these assets, credit cards, loans, overdrafts, bank accounts, all of these are just vessels for the flow of money to move through. Money needs to flow through the path of least resistance. One is not any better than the other. The law of abundance also tells us that refusing credit on the basis of fear is breaking the law of abundance, and abusing credit on the basis of greed is also breaking the law of abundance. And you probably got this by now, but breaking the law of abundance, not a good thing. It means you're probably not going to get the abundance that you have a right and responsibility to. Owning your right and responsibility to abundance means working with the law of abundance and really understanding these teachings to your core and applying them in your everyday life. So let's just recap on that bit. Refusing credit breaks the law of abundance. Why? Because in this conscious age, in this conscious time that we are in, evolving constantly every single day, None of you would be in a position now where you are being offered credit that wasn't an extended olive branch from the universe trying to support you in some way, shape or form. We are past the point of unconscious spending. We've gone past 2008. We've done the whole credit crunch. We've done the economic collapse. I don't believe for one second anybody who's been called to work with me, absorb my teachings and my trainings is so unconscious that using a credit line would work against them. So when you are offered credit, when you're offered credit cards, when you're offered an extension, when you're offered a 0% balance transfer, when you're offered an overdraft or a loan, this is the universe's way of reaching out to you and saying, hey, I'm trying to support you. And you know what? It's not always credit. Sometimes it's families, friends, loved ones, just people who want to financially support us, who want to see us grow and expand into whatever stage of our life is coming next or stage of our business is coming next. All of those things are the universe's way of trying to support you and trying to help you expand and excel to the next level. If you refuse that credit on the basis of fear, which is the primary reason people refuse credit, because they're scared of getting into debt, they think debt is a bad thing, perhaps they've had really bad experiences with debt in the past, so they are scared of taking on this extra credit. You are breaking the law of abundance by doing that. The past is the past, the present is right now. In this very moment, refusing credit is breaking the law of abundance. Having said that, abusing credit is also breaking the law of abundance. If you are to take out a credit line from a place of greed or any kind of negative emotional intention, if you're taking out credit or for borrowing from friends or family in order to bring harm to another person, to bring harm to yourself, to prove a point perhaps because of your own insecurity or any kind of other negative frequency, you're breaking the law of abundance, okay? So these are two areas to be super, super conscious about when it comes to taking out credit or loans from friends and family. That said, spending in alignment with your greatest, highest good will ensure that that investment comes back to you tenfold. This is my favorite part about the law of abundance, because it actually means you get to spend freely and have everything you want and know without doubt that that investment is coming back to you tenfold. When you spend in alignment with your greatest, highest good, that investment comes back to you tenfold. That's the law of abundance. Well, one of many aspects of it. So, meaning, if you want to buy yourself a new pair of shoes, a handbag, if you want to invest in a coach or a course or a mastermind, if you want to book a holiday or a retreat, if you want to do home refurbishments, if you want to buy a bicycle for your child or a nice meal out for your mum, all of these things can be for your greatest, highest good. It could be hiring a virtual assistant. It could be increasing your marketing spend in your business. It could be doing an office refurb. It could be doing research and development for a new product line or a service that you're thinking about bringing out. It could be investing in a camera or a laptop. It could be buying yourself a new blouse. It could be any number of things, but your intention and your energy behind this spending is paramount. If you can make an investment, whether you're spending with cash or with credit, with the intention and the energy of knowing that this thing that you are spending on, this thing that you are investing in is for your greatest, highest good, then you can guarantee that that investment is going to come back to you tenfold at some point. Sometimes it's straight away, sometimes it's over a period of time, sometimes it's not just one great big lump sum that comes back, sometimes it's little bits that come back to you over a period of time, but that money will always come back to you because energy needs to flow and energy has always been exchanged, and energy to a point is always expanding, always expanding. So get conscious with your money and ask yourself, when you're spending, does this serve my greatest, highest good? Yes, it might scare the bejesus out of you, it might scare the crap out of you because you perhaps are breaking cycles or breaking patterns or breaking norms or beliefs when you're spending on something new. Perhaps you're not used to spending on home improvements. Perhaps you're not used to buying yourself new, nice things. Perhaps you're not used to investing in your business or your self-development. Fine, just because it's new does not mean it's out of alignment. But if you ultimately know that this thing you are spending your money on is going to make you feel good, is going to make you feel expansive in some way, is going to propel you forward in your life, whether that's in your purpose or just in your own general day-to-day happiness, then you are spending in alignment and this is a good thing. you know that money will always come back to you tenfold. If, however, you make those investments with any kind of negative frequency and vibration, it's not going to come back to you tenfold. Now, whether cash or credit is used for these investments, this spending, is completely irrelevant. Cash and credit are exactly the same thing. It's only patriarchal conditioning which would have you believe otherwise. It's patriarchal conditioning which tells you that credit and debt is a bad thing and that we must always spend with cash. It is simply not true. On planet Earth, where you incarnated, the currency is cash and credit. If you were to incarnate on a different planet, in a different realm, in a different reality, whatever it is your beliefs are, perhaps the currency there is completely different. But here, as a human being on planet Earth, there are two currencies, cash and credit, and neither one is favourable. They are both exactly the same. They are both energetic frequencies. They are both here to support you abundantly. They are both here to serve the greatest, highest good of all humanity. Neither one can run out. There is not a restrictive amount of cash or credit on the planet. Both are just energy. Both are just expanding. And both will come back to you tenfold when you invest. Credit is also a facilitator for collapsing time. In fact, credit shouldn't really be thought of as debt. I don't really think of it as debt. Debt has been assigned a very negative vibration. It's a very dirty word, it's a scary word. I don't subscribe to it anymore. I choose to have credit, and I always carry a balance on my credit cards. I've always got loans accessible to me. I choose not to think of them as debts. It's simply additional credit, additional revenue streams, additional money flow, additional consciousness, additional abundant support that's available to me. You incarnated on this planet to make a conscious contribution to the world, whether that's to raise beautiful children or whether that's to be the next prime minister or president. It doesn't matter. Whatever your purpose is on this planet, you were brought here to do that consciously. You are here for a reason. You are valuable, you are wanted, you are loved. You are also universally supported. You would not be here unless you were meant to be abundant, and you could not do whatever it is you're meant to do without abundant support. This is part of owning your right and responsibility to abundance. You would not be able to make the difference that you are supposed to make in the world unless you've got plenty of cash and credit flowing through your energetic vessel. If you are offered credit, you have a responsibility to accept it. If you are offered a soul expansive opportunity that will propel you forward into achieving all of your soul goals, your fulfillment, your purpose, your conscious contribution to this world, then you must accept it. This is how credit is just a facilitator to collapse time. If you refuse credit, you're not necessarily saying no to the opportunity, you're just saying no for right now. Perhaps you've had the opportunity to work with a coach or have a refurb of your office, and in order to do either of those things, it would mean using a credit line. And you make the calculation in your head that yes, I could take the credit and do the thing now, or I could save up for 5 years and make the investment, do the thing with cash. Credit is just giving you the facility to collapse time. You want to do this thing anyway. Your soul is calling you to do this thing anyway. It's just simply your choice whether to restrict yourself by buying into the belief that debt is a dirty thing, or empowering yourself by believing that credit is just a facilitator which collapses time. The choice is ultimately yours, but you have a responsibility to abundance, which quite often means completely reframing and understanding the consciousness behind credit and debt, whatever the investment you are making, whether it's £100, £1,000, £100,000, or even £1 million. This stuff is relevant no matter how little or how much you are earning. It's relevant at all levels of the scale. Okay, let's move on to the science piece. Let's move on and talk about energy. Everything in our universe is energy. Every single thing has an atomic and molecular makeup. And energetically speaking, for every action, there is always a reaction. And energy is always expanding and responding to other energies. Your mindset, your intentions, and your actions with your money will influence this energetic exchange. If you enter into a financial exchange in a negative way, with a negative energy, a negative mindset, a negative intention, then the energetic reaction and response that you're going to get is obviously going to be a negative one. If, however, you enter into a financial energetic exchange with positive intention, emotion, vibrations, and frequency, then the reaction that you get energetically is obviously going to be a positive one. All spending is some sort of financial exchange. All spending is a form of energetic exchange. It's not actually possible for you to lose out on money or be ripped off because it was never yours in the first place. Money is just energy. To be completely frank, it is just an illusion. Yes, we have tangible paper and yes, we have tangible coins, but for the most part, as we shift further and further into our technological advancements, money is acknowledged through binary code, but binary code doesn't vibrate as an energy. The energy of money is relative to the energy of your expansion and your consciousness. Money can energetically never belong to anything anyway. It just flows through people, bank accounts, credit cards, loans, etc. Through your energetic capacity to receive. The amount of energy that you receive is relevant to how expansive and conscious you are and how much work you've done on your mindset, your strategy, your spirituality, and understanding the science part, the energy part of it as well. When we spend money, energetically speaking, we make an action. There is a reaction to that spending. Sometimes the thing that we receive is a tangible physical object. We go to a shop, we spend money, we receive a physical object. Sometimes it's a service. So you hire a coach, you spend money, you receive their knowledge, wisdom, guidance, support, advice, whatever. Sometimes we spend money expecting one thing, but we get another. Perhaps that thing that we get in return is a lesson or a blessing. And so I know a lot of people get themselves into debt and get themselves into this negative story around their money because they believe that they've been ripped off, or they believe that they've lost out on their money somewhere and that's how they've ended up in so much debt. It's not actually possible, energetically speaking, for you to lose out on money or for you to be ripped off because it was never yours in the first place. I can pretty much guarantee you that whatever money you invested into something that resulted in you feeling like you were ripped off, there's actually a lesson in there. What you paid for was a lesson, which will ultimately be a blessing, but it was a necessary energetic exchange which needed to take place to serve your greatest, highest good. A hard lesson, I know, but energetically speaking, scientifically speaking, that's how it's working. When it comes to debt, there's a lot to be said for the energetic exchanges that you have with your credit providers, predominantly your bank, I imagine. These energetic exchanges with your credit providers, these are exchanges that you want to be in. Being in these energetic exchanges with your bank or credit providers is a good thing, a really, really good thing. It's smart, both spiritually and strategically, to carry some form of debt or some form of credit. Banks are businesses, just like any other business, and they desire to make money, just like any other business. Banks make money by loaning money and charging interest on it, correct? And like all businesses, banks like to reward their good customers. Good customers are perceived as the people who are paying interest. They are paying money into the business. The business loves the customers who pay the money in because that's how energetic, expansive, abundant exchange happens. Establishing yourself as a good customer with your bank will guarantee that you will always have abundant support, both from the universe and from the bank. This is a relationship which can and will expand just like any other relationship, as long as you are investing positive energy and love into it. I, for one, always carry a balance on my credit cards because I know that by me investing that little bit of interest into my banks every single month means that I am pitching myself as a really, really good customer. I'm entering into a beautiful, loving, energetic exchange with my bank, and I'm saying, do you know what? I could afford to pay off those credit cards tomorrow, but I want to stay in the back pocket of the bank, which means I also want to stay in the back pocket of the universe. I want to be showing up going, hey, I'm a really good customer, I am happy to contribute. Actually, from a very smart, savvy, economical point of view, paying interest to the banks keeps the economy going, so that's also a plus. It means that when it comes to a time where I perhaps need to make a huge investment or take out a sizable loan or get myself a mortgage or invest in something, I don't know, really big, which would require a credit increase or a loan or something else, I am highlighted by the bank as somebody who is a really good customer. And being a really good customer with the bank doesn't mean just paying a little bit of interest. Actually, the more interest you pay, the more they love you, the more they want to loan to you. If you maintain just a small or even a medium or a large balance on your credit cards or your loans or your overdrafts or whatever it is, you will actually notice that your bank get in contact more often, offering you newer credit cards, extended credit limits, better interest rates, balance transfers, consolidation loans, all kind of things, because in their eyes, you're a really, really good customer. You are paying into the bank and they want to reward you for that. They are constantly showing you abundant support because you are being smart with your money consciousness. This relationship with your bank is a relationship just like any other that can and will expand if you invest positive energy and love into it. Now, in this spiritual time that we call the Aquarian age, energy has advanced to a point where it is intelligently working with aligned partners to create the change the world needs. The energy of money is finding its way out of that patriarchal control and back into the hands, or the energetic ownership, I suppose, of regular people just like you and me, who are waking up to the notion that we have a right and a responsibility to abundance. And this responsibility means being conscious with your energy and therefore with your emotions, so that getting stressed and upset and anxious about money is actually going to deter that energetic flow away from you, not towards you. Creating money consciousness is going to ensure that you stay calm and empowered when it comes to your money, no matter what kind of financial situation or stress that you might be experiencing. And this alone, this in and of itself, is going to have incredible alchemizing effects on your money situation. The energy is intelligent. It's evolved to a place where it's recognizing frequencies in the vessels through which it flows. If you are emitting positive conscious frequencies around your money, your bank account, your credit card, your loans, your overdrafts, your bank manager, your home, your office, your cars, they're going to be doing exactly the same thing. So the energy is going to be attracted to those frequencies and is going to want to expand its money consciousness through these energetic vessels. It's like attract likes. I suppose it's basic law of attraction, but it's taking it up to a kind of a quantum physics consciousness level, where the energy realizes that in order for it to survive and serve and expand humanity to a place in which we're ready to go in the Aquarian age, that it needs to be working with people, with flesh bodies, with conscious souls who can use that flow of energy, can use that money to contribute to collective consciousness, to raise the vibration of the planet for the greatest, highest good of all humanity. It's intelligent enough to know now, and this is really true only of the last, let's say, 7 years. The intelligence knows and recognizes that when it is being used for ill gain, to manipulate, to control, to dilute or create negativity amongst humanity, it's not going to go there anymore. It recognizes those frequencies and instead it's been attracted and drawn to positive vibrations, which is why it's more important than ever that you are money conscious with your finances. Let's move on to strategy, because I appreciate all the things that I've been talking about, very fifth dimensional, all the science, all the spirituality, all the energy, the consciousness, the law of abundance. If you're new to me and you're new to my work, you might be thinking, whoa, that's a lot of information and I'm kind of a little overwhelmed by this. Some of you will get it 100%, some of you will get bits, and some of you might need to watch this back a few times in order to really let it sink in. I am trying to pack this training full of as much as I possibly can, but I get up until this point, I've been primarily talking in 5D, which is kind of the realms in which we don't see. Let's shift back into strategy. Let's shift back into 3D, the 3D human world in which we all exist. And let's give you some really practical stuff to help you truly become debt-free. So practical things that you can do to improve your money consciousness right away. If you find that you are in an overwhelming amount of debt, or you're in a space that's not comfortable to you, let's first reframe your mindset and your consciousness by remembering these 3 main points. 1, debt is just another form of abundance, so it's just another bank account that you have available to you, courtesy of Bank of the Universe. 2, debt is the universe's way of showing you that you are abundantly supported and you can have everything you want. You've just been choosing not to see it that way. So it's time to notice and appreciate how abundant and supported you already are. And number 3, that debt is actually a positive, and you have already been in an energetic exchange with the universe and with your credit line providers. And so ultimately this is serving your greatest highest good. So if you've been missing this consciousness piece, now is the time to apply it. Now let's get strategic. Knowing what you now know about debt, answer me this question: what amount of debt are you comfortable with? If you are already making your minimum monthly payments to all of your credit providers, perhaps you've realized now that you're actually in a very, very powerful place and there's nothing else you need to do. Perhaps you realize that there's no rush to pay off your debt because your credit is here to serve you, not to hinder you. It's not here to hold you back. And if up until this point you've believed that your debt is holding you back, then perhaps you now realize that that was all just in your head, and none of that's true anyway. It was just patriarchal conditioning. It was just an illusion to keep you in an energy of fear. You don't need to subscribe to that anymore. So congratulations, you are technically debt free, because you realize that debt isn't restrictive at all. It's empowering and it's smart, and carrying conscious credit is actual freedom. Congratulations. However, because I know this won't apply to all of you, if you are really genuinely struggling to make those minimum monthly payments in whatever debt situation you're in at the minute, then you really do need to get conscious and communicative by reaching out to every single person or company or provider that you owe money to, and taking the initiative to set up a payment plan which serves both you and the service provider. Even if it's £1 a week, it's important that you initiate these conversations and that you do not ignore the situation you are in, and you do not ignore your money. It is then imperative that you go and honour these agreements. Then I want you to go through your bank accounts diligently, go through all of your bank statements and go through them in detail and categorise all of your expenses. Pinpoint any areas and any categories in which you could perhaps temporarily reduce your spending just to increase your cash flow, and plug your money leaks. So by money leaks, I mean direct debits and standing orders and bits of money that are leaving your account that aren't perhaps serving your greatest highest good. Memberships, subscriptions, perhaps things that you're not using or you're not using to full capacity. Either start using them to full capacity or just cancel or temporarily pause those subscriptions and memberships, so that you are fully aware of where every penny is going out. And in shifting your consciousness in that way, you'll become aware of every penny that's coming in, and you'll see that start to expand. You can also ensure that your environment becomes money conscious. So declutter your home and sell anything that no longer serves you, or sell anything that you are no longer using. Okay, this is a really good way to also bring in instant money. Anything that you've bought either online on a shop that you are not using or isn't quite serving the purpose for which you intended, go get a refund, go return it. Be conscious with your money. Don't be spending unconsciously, and don't be resisting incoming energy flow in the form of a refund for laziness or lack of priority or lack of consciousness around your money. Put your hand down the back of the sofa. Go find all the loose change that perhaps you keep in the kitchen drawer or by the front door or in jeans pockets or old handbags and purses. Go collect that money up. Get conscious around your money. Don't ignore it. Have a relationship with your money. You wouldn't treat your loved ones in the way that we sometimes treat our loose change, by just slinging it in a drawer and forgetting about it. Money is energy just like everything else. It needs to have a loving relationship around it for it to feel supported. Remember, this energy has an intelligence, so really establish a positive relationship with your money. If you've got vouchers that you need to use up, coupon codes, money off vouchers, discount codes, go and use them. Honor that money. Offer that abundant olive tree branch that's coming from the universe. This is the universe's way of trying to support you in a multitude of different ways. Recognize that money wants to have a relationship with you, and know that how well you treat your money is how well you're treating yourself, and how we do money is pretty much how we do everything. So it's time to get super conscious with all of your behaviors, your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your consciousness around your money. Change your habits, change your mindset, change your consciousness, and you will change your life. Now, if you want to dig a little deeper into your money consciousness, then please go right ahead and use all of the free resources that are accompanying this training. And come join us in the Ask Harriette Soul Support Squad, which is a Facebook group on Facebook. So come join us there, it's a free group. Come say hello, come share your experiences, come ask all the questions. You can also drop me an email, follow me on Instagram at Harriette Hale, drop me a DM. Let me know how you're getting on with this training. Share and share and share and share, because the more money conscious we all get, the more abundant we all get. And please watch on repeat. Please keep applying all of these tools, these mindset shifts, and this consciousness until you get yourself to a point where you realize that you are already debt-free anyway. All you needed was a little bit of money consciousness. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but I've got a lot more coming for you guys. So stay tuned, stay in touch, and get money conscious. Speak to you soon.